So many plots. Which one's the one I'm looking for? I think it goes in alphabetical order, so... Okay, we're on the right row. Where is he? Yep, found him. Found him. Well, hi. You don't know me, but I am the person who wants to marry your daughter. I know you wouldn't have approved. But I'm not exactly asking you to approve, am I? Just thought it would be polite if I came and asked for your blessing, or whatever people do. This is stupid. What am I doing here? I'm just talking to a rock. This isn't gonna help anything, and I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot. Oh yeah, now you might as well do it. So hey, what I really came here to talk about, excuse me, what I really came here to talk about is, well, your daughter. I know if you'd been alive, you would ask, oh, what's she done now? But she hasn't done anything. It's what you've done. Now, I thought of my stuff from the beginning. Even though you were there for most of it, it doesn't seem like you were really there. So let's begin. So, from your wife comes a daughter. Now, you had other children, but from what I've heard, they didn't really get the same kind of treatment. Now, in this daughter, you saw more than what you should have. I don't know where you think it's okay to do the things that I've heard you've done, but you did them. You did them way too often. You never stopped doing them. Lowering. From what I've heard, she never received a real hug from you. No, instead, you thought groping her and making lewd comments was the right way to go about it, showing affection. Well, might I just say to you, sir, that you were wrong. She can still feel your grubby, giant fucking hands all over her. Even when my hands are where yours supposedly once were, she can still feel yours over mine. That's got to say a lot. A memory. She feels a memory more than she does actual hands. Got to say a lot. I'm not sure exactly when it all started. She can't remember an actual age. But it's as long as she can remember, so I'm just gonna go from when she was young, let's just say. No, sexually harassing her wasn't enough. No, you decided that if you'd had a bad day, or have you no shame, she just became accustomed to it. And you know, a real fucked up thing, she once told me, at least he acknowledged that I was there. How fucking dare you put in the mind of that woman that violence was the only way to show that you fucking acknowledged that she existed. She was confused when I didn't beat her up on our first date. She thought that's how it worked. Need to lower the volume. Lower the blood pressure. There's no point in getting it up. But by God, you fucking deserve it. She's not the only one who got that kind of treatment. She could hear you having sex unconsentingly with her mother. And she was scared that after you were done, you would come and do the same to her. You made every night a bargain about whether she was going to be able to sleep through the night or she was going to wake up with you cuddled next to her under the covers after having done unspeakable atrocities to her that she wouldn't remember sometimes. Like, bless those times. But she can feel, because, well, you're so much fucking bigger than her, for one. Two, you're so rough. And three, she didn't consent to it. And I get it, right? I get it, man, okay? Maybe your childhood was a pile of dog shit too. Maybe that, in your mind, justifies it, but it really doesn't. I've asked her whether she would do that to a child. She was horrified. She proclaimed, no. Why would I ever want to inflict that on someone when I know how bad it hurts? Wow. Is she like crazy or something? Because that's obviously not right. No. The one who isn't right is you. And you know what? Let's go to the things that you didn't do. I've covered some of the things you did do, but how about what you didn't? You didn't love her, it seemed. Maybe you did somewhere in your fucked up mind, but it fucking certainly didn't seem like it. You didn't show her, at least. You didn't help her when things outside the household were happening. I can't even name some of the things that happened to her outside of the household. As much as I hate saying what you've done, I can, because I've had enough time to digest it and come to terms with the fact that someone can be that bad. But the things that other people have done, it's fucking atrocious. I had to hold her while she couldn't even talk from how hard she was crying. I had to hold her in my lap while she struggled to get out what they've done to her. It was sickening. She's had to hold that for so long because you made it glaringly clear that you weren't interested. You were supposed to be the person she could come to. You were supposed to be a parental figure, a beacon of joy, of love. Instead, what did you get? An emotionally unavailable, emotionally manipulative, physically abusive piece of shit! She couldn't go to her mother because all the things you were doing to her. She didn't want to hurt her mother. Even though I'm sure she would have been there for her if she had gone to her. She was just too scared to. She was too scared to go to you too. And she went to her siblings. They couldn't give less of a fuck. So I'm thinking maybe it did happen to them too, and they just thought, oh, that's normal. Maybe you did corrupt them. If you did, fuck you, man. Fuck you. That's a whole family corrupted at your hands. How can you fucking live with yourself? Oh, but you can't, can you? 'Cause you're dead. You don't have to live with what you've done. But they do. And boy, let me tell you how many times I've had to stop her from making a move on herself. Boy, if I could just articulate how much you fucked her up. I don't know if you'd be proud of how much you fucked her up, because that seems like the kind of person you are. I don't know if you'd be disgusted, but it doesn't seem like it's in your personality traits now, does it? She still remembers exactly what you smell like. And she still freaks out every single time she smells anything that reminds her of you. Bravo. Bra fucking vo. Look, you're not getting a second chance. She's trying to forgive you, but I don't have to do that. I don't have to extend that same courtesy. So I'll be as fucking mad as I please. Because you left that wonderful, amazing, beautiful woman broken, alone, and scared in this world. You left. And hey, that was probably the best day of her life, wasn't it? But no, actually it wasn't. She cried when you died. She spent days crying. Because she still had that glimmer of hope that you cared and you loved her. She never got shown that. But she still held on to that hope. And that was enough to make her miss you. She still misses you. And you don't deserve that kind of feeling. If we had met, and I knew what you'd done, I would be the one who would put you in this plot. As it stands, I'm not. But I'll do whatever I goddamn have to keep you here and out of her life. I'm trying to help her get over you. What everyone else has done. You're not the one who has to patch up her newly made scars. Seen her old scars from you, from others, and from herself. Do you even know the heartbreak of having to listen to her? Do you even know how small you feel when you know you can't do anything because the damage is already done? And you can try to help, but there's not much I can do to combat a lifetime worth of abuse and neglect. Now, in saying neglect, now she never went hungry. But love? No, she didn't feel that. She never got that. The closest thing to love that you gave her was sexually objectifying her child body. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you? Tomorrow is our wedding day. And even though it's too late, I'm asking you for your blessing. And I'll spend the rest of my life letting her know that she is so amazing and wanted, and not a burden. She's been told that enough. I'll do a better job than what you ever did. And yep, that's about it.